a conversation with Travis Moorfield would not be complete if we didn't talk about the thing I think that kind of where you took the final step forward, and that was the Wim Hof, the cold exposure, and the progressive exercise.
Oh yeah.
And I'm going to steal a little thunder because I just loved your response to this. I've seen this a couple times where a patient who's been chronically ill and then they get better and better and better. If I ask them to do Wim Hof or exercise too soon, they crash and burn. But if they do it at the right time when they've built some resiliency, they rocket up and
Yep.
then they just are off to the races. And that happened with you. And so please tell people
Yeah.
about Wim Hof.
Oh man. Okay. The first time I did the Wim Hof breathing, it really actually terrified me a little because it caused a pretty severe urticaria reaction. I knew it was doing something to my body, but I felt like I was also ready for whatever. So
Wim
after
Hof, for people
doing,
who don't know, are a series of you hyperventilate and then breath hold, and he'll have those exercise paired with cold exposure, cold showers or ice plunges. He's called the Iceman. There's a cool documentary on Netflix, and I introduced. Would I tell this to you, or did you hear about him and then ask about the treatment?
no, that was all you. I had
Oh,
never
okay.
heard about him until you.
Oh, awesome. So the
Yeah.
first time, the first time you got worse, but you
The
stuck
first,
with
well,
it,
the
or
first
you
time,
dialed
oh
it down.
no, this is the thing though. It had me feeling great in terms of like it gave me a really good just dopamine rush. Just doing the breath hold, getting into the cold shower, I could tell I was feeling good, but my symptoms, like I had hives. The good thing about cold showers with me is that heat brings on my urticaria, so cold
Yes.
showers has always been kind of something I've done, but I've only, when I talk cold showers before Wim Hof, it's like I'll get in for like 20 seconds and it's like, okay, yeah, the cold feels good. No, no, no. With Wim Hof, it's when I started doing the breathing that first night, I had a pretty bad urticaria response, but I got into a cold shower right away and I thought, okay, this has me feeling good. It felt like kind of a trial. So then I gave it a couple days break, went back into it, did the same exact breathing routine, did the same exact cold shower, had almost no hives come out that second
Mhm.
time. Even that second time, the cold shower even felt more exhilarating. And from that
Yes.
point on, I was able to do it multiple times a week. And in the first year from that starting point, that first calendar year, I ended up taking over 500 cold showers.
Oh
Um,
wow, awesome! I didn't know that.
yeah,
Yeah,
I ended up
the
doing on average throughout the week 2 cold showers a day. And before each cold shower, I do my Wim Hof breathing. So I did Wim Hof
okay.
breathing. I still do it every morning when I wake up. I start with Wim Hof breathing and a cold shower, 3 minutes of cold exposure. And then after my exercise, more Wim Hof breathing, 3 more minutes of cold exposure. So I get around 30 to 40 minutes of cold exposure every week now, whether it's natural exposure outside if it's cold enough or a cold shower, which is great.
There's, I I think what's happening is that when people have been ill, uh, their tolerance for stressors goes down. So this is almost like weight training with stressful stimuli, and it can help the body understand that not every stressful stimulus is the end of the world. Not every stressful stimulus needs a huge mast cell response, right? A huge sympathetic outpouring. The
Yes.
body is made to be tough, right? We evolved as hunter gatherers, roaming around half naked, half starved all the time. And we've got it pretty easy right now. And so I think sometimes our body just needs to be reminded that it's stronger than it needs to be, particularly when we've been sick for a while, right? So
Yes.
that's where I really just do enjoy torturing patients with cold showers.
Oh man, I look forward to them every day now. And like if I go a day without a cold shower, I feel like something's missing because it really does give you the energy and focus like that you need. The other interesting thing, the way you're talking about how, yeah, not all stressors and stuff are bad. When I
Right.
first started doing the Wim Hof breathing and I had that reaction, at the same time, I was just trying to get back into doing regular exercise.
That's right.
And in we're talking October of 22, right before I went back to work part time, I tried some cardio and I literally could do about 5 minutes of cardio
I
and it
remember
knocked
that.
me on my butt for
Out for a
about two
week.
weeks.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. So I was trying, after that bout of just kind of feeling exhausted after doing just 5 minutes of cardio, it was very shortly after that that you had me do Wim Hof. So it makes sense that my body was like kind of primed at any sort of physical exertion to have urticaria. Because when I
Yeah.
start doing cardiovascular activity, I will get hives.
That
So
that's
when I,
that's and by the way, that's extremely common, not just for you, but for other
ah,
people with CIU. That's it's a devastating very because people can get out of shape and they get deconditioned, and then
yep,
all sorts of other problems can set in. So
yep,
finding a tool that allows us to then be able to tolerate exercise is critical. And the progressive exercise therapy where I have people just go under their threshold where they're going to have symptoms and then slowly work their way up. That's another way around this problem for the people who maybe aren't as interested for the cold showers or the breath work, right? So we've got lots of tools, and man, healing from this sort of thing is so much fun to help patients because I get to see patients like you who do so well when they've struggled. So thank you so much for jumping in and working with me. It's been such a blast catching up.